so many logistics and transportation companies, they hit this wall when it comes to, actually getting a handle on their fleets and mapping out those delivery routes. Like they're stuck using all these separate systems and it just doesn't talk to each other.
Right. And that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, think about it. You've got dispatch teams. They're jumping between their main software and then some external map, just trying to figure out where their drivers even are.
Talk about inefficient, right? You're just begging for delays and mistakes.
No.
It's got to be killing productivity.
Absolutely. No one has a clear picture of what's going on,
Mhm.
and that makes it tough to make good decisions quickly.
To help us unpack all of this, we've got Mayuri Gulsane with us today. She's a software engineer over at Tayana Solutions.
Hi, glad to be here.
Now, Mayuri, you've got, 5 years under your belt really digging into the ERP world,
Yeah.
especially with Acumatica, right? I hear you've got a deep understanding of those modules and how to customize them.
That's right, yeah. And across those years, I've seen firsthand how much these integration issues can hurt businesses.
I bet. So tell me, can you walk us through a specific example, like a client who really struggled with this whole mapping thing?
Oh, absolutely. We had this one logistics and transportation company,
Mhm.
and their dispatch operations were, well, they were a mess. I mean, the team was spending hours and hours just cross-referencing delivery addresses. They'd be looking at Acumatica and then going over to Google Maps, manually trying to match everything up.
Wow, that's just asking for trouble.
It was. So time-consuming, and the potential for human error was huge. You can imagine that led to drivers taking the wrong routes, missed deliveries, you name it.
Okay, so they've got all this critical delivery info sitting right there in Acumatica, but to actually see it on a map, totally separate, manual process, huge bottleneck. So how did Tayana Solutions come in and fix that for them?
We took Google Maps and embedded it directly into Acumatica.
Wait, really? Like right inside their system?
Yep. We used the Google Maps JavaScript API to make it happen. So now those interactive maps are right there in their Acumatica interface. No more jumping back and forth between apps.
That's got to be a game changer. Can you give us a quick rundown of how you actually did that?
Sure. So in Acumatica, there are these things called PX literal controls. They're pretty powerful. You add in your own HTML and JavaScript code. We used one of those to bring in the Google Maps JavaScript API, but you do need a valid API key from Google for that.
Right, of course.
So then we use another PX literal to initialize the map using JavaScript. And finally, one more to create a little div element on the page. That's where the map actually shows up. It's like creating a window right in Acumatica that looks directly into Google Maps.
Clever. So it's all about using those Acumatica tools to tap into that external functionality. But what about when you've got tons of delivery points? Does that slow things down?
Performance is key, absolutely. So we really focused on optimizing how the data moves between the back end of Acumatica and the front end. By making sure those database queries are efficient and handling the geographical data carefully, the map loads fast and stays responsive, even when you've got loads of locations on there.
So what kind of impact did this have on your client? Did they see real improvements?
Oh yeah, immediate and big-time improvements. Having those maps right there in Acumatica, real-time and interactive, made a huge difference for the dispatch team. It's like the user experience got a massive upgrade. Visualizing the geographical data became seamless, no more wasted time switching between systems, and that led to, well, everything got better. More productivity, fewer dispatch errors, and better route planning.
Amazing. So for all those Acumatica users out there, and maybe some consultants too, who are facing the same challenge, what's the big takeaway here?
Acumatica's PX literal controls. Those are your friends. They let you embed custom code, bring in outside services. Just remember, you'll need that API key for things to work smoothly. And like I said, efficient data handling between the back end and front end is crucial for keeping everything running fast. And this doesn't just apply to maps. This approach can work for all sorts of integration needs.
So if you're listening and thinking, hey, that sounds exactly like my company, or maybe you're a consultant who needs to solve this mapping issue, Tayana Solutions is the place to go. Their expertise in building these custom solutions, it can really transform your operations.
It all comes down to this. Integrating those key functionalities right into your main systems gives you a clearer, more unified picture of your business. And that leads to better decisions.
Couldn't agree more. This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've learned so much about how to integrate mapping solutions within Acumatica.
My pleasure.
Thanks for being here, Mayuri.
Thank you.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this valuable, and be sure to join us next time for another deep dive.